In this example, we are using weighted categories to be able to determine an overall grade in a course. Some categories are weighted heavier than others. We can calculate an overall grade in a course by finding the mean of a weighted distribution. The table below is a frequency distribution table which shows a category, the points per category, and the weighted percent. The weighted percent is representing the relative frequency for each category. In order to calculate the student's overall percentage to the nearest hundredth, we want to be able to calculate the mean of this frequency distribution table. And then we'll be able to determine what the student's letter grade is if there's no additional extra credit and no rounding of the grades. We're going to enter the points per category in our list. I'm going to choose to put these in list 1. This is what we called paired data because each category has a point total and also a weighted percentage that must be linked. So while I'm going to put the points per category in list 1, I must also link it with its weight in an additional list, which I will use for list 2. To enter 70 over 80, you're going to need to use the division bar. When you put this fraction into your calculator and hit enter, you're going to notice it's going to change your value to its decimal conversion, and that's okay. You should have 6 rows of decimals where the calculator converted all of those fractions to its decimal equivalent. Now move to your list 2 and enter these percentages also as decimals. You want to make sure that your data is entered as paired data. In order to find the mean of our data, we need to use the one-bar stats feature. We're going to be using the list as well as the FREQ list for one-bar stats. In the list, you're going to use the points per category. The FREQ list stands for frequency, meaning that whether you're using cumulative, relative, or just straight frequency, that will always go in the FREQ list. Now let's tell the calculator where to find our data. First hit Stat, scroll over to Calc, hit Enter on one-bar stats. You'll notice on both calculators it's blinking, waiting for you to enter in the list. Hit second and 1 for list 1. On the left-hand calculator, you need to use the down arrow so you can get to the FREQ list and hit second and 2 to enter list 2. On the right-hand calculator, you need to hit comma and second and 2. This will let the calculator know on the right-hand side that you have the list, comma, FREQ list. From here, it doesn't matter which kind of calculator you have, you can calculate the mean. The mean is the first variable that you're going to see on the one-bar stats, which is x bar. Here we're going to be given the decimal equivalent of our percentage. So we need to move the decimal point 2 places to the right and then round this to the nearest hundredth of a percent. That means this student's grade is approximately 83.52%. They earned a strong B in the course.